is production has the objective to become more efficiency driven. But the other side of the coin of efficiency is no resilience. So if we want to create a resilient society that doesn't collapse when something like Corona happens, then we have to have an intelligently decentralized economy. The COVID-19, I think, has produced a revolution in economics, in mentality. The question is, are we going back to the easy solution of just buying new stuff if we need something, or are we going to maintain this learning effect from Corona? Put clothes or mobility or apartment or whatever you want, you always have many more options than you think. But we are not aware of these options because we stick to what we normally do. So the circular economy is not so much a material problem or approach, it's a mental approach, behavioral, switching from consuming to use, and that is our decision. The rental system has two advantages. For the industry, they have a steady income flow, and for the user is you can change your clothes every week, every month, whenever you like, because the rent is the same.
We expanded to Switzerland and Austria. What is quite interesting though is that the competitors are almost the same, so everybody is targeting quite similar customer groups and quite similar business models. Our focus is different than the competitors, that we implement. So first of all, like from the brand side, so we try to target a quite different customer group on the products we have. So we try to have a bigger range of brands, and from the price sensibility, so we try to be a bit price aggressive, focusing on everyday wear. So it's not really something which is affected by events or current situations. But of course, Corona of course had an effect on our on the demand side. So our consumers didn't stop their subscription, but we did not necessarily got new subscribers. But now it's back to normal.
We want to provide more value for the renter, because in this way people can actually have an access to high value fashion with paying less money than they would have had to pay for when buying new. But also I think it's really interesting that our approach wants to give renters the opportunity to gain access to actually a really high variety of clothing. So on our platform you can find everything from like the vintage wedding dress to an original kimono from Japan, and thereby like renters can find like much higher diversity than just going to like a special store in the mall and just buying a new outfit. And of course, part of our kind of utopian vision is that renters can keep their capsule wardrobe, keep it quite simple, just keep like the essential pieces they're wearing daily, and every other piece can be rented additionally. We're not like a traditional business model, so we also involve the owners who can make money with their unused clothing. And also by renting out their unused clothing, they can simply extend the life cycle of their clothing and thereby become part of the circular fashion economy.
So there's definitely a big issue in terms of trust. You know, what happens with insurance? If I want to rent my item to someone else, you know, is it going to come back safely to me? There's a lot of questions in terms of these trust issues. And then also this convenience aspect, because yes, biggest competitor here as well, it is fast fashion. So it is so convenient to just go to H&M or Zara and buy a nice dress for 60 euros. How can a peer-to-peer fashion platform be, more convenient? Because yes, you do need to communicate with each other. In the best case, of course, you pick the item up locally, you don't send it somewhere. But there's definitely some issues that don't make it as convenient, and of course we want to work on that, and we are working on that already. Really more sustainable if we rent but then deliver it and send it like here and there a lot of times. Of course, what we prefer, and we always communicate that, is that people pick it up locally and use like sustainable transport modes instead of just sending it somewhere. But in some cases that's not possible, because that is also the nice thing about Studio Zero, that it's all online and you can rent from someone else in a different city and a complete other side of Germany.
By doing that workshops, we deliver knowledge for the people to do those things by themselves. And the most people in Europe and the most people in the Western world have enough clothing. So have enough materials means they have enough textiles so that they don't need to buy some new textiles. But in general, a business in Germany or in Europe lives on earnings from the textiles. So we are not used to pay for ideas. And this is a special thing on our business model. We have turned this thing that the people have learned that it's also worth it to pay for ideas. The quality is very important. If the quality is not enough, the customers would not like to buy the products even if they are sustainable. So the quality have to be exactly so good as the industrial product. The start of the Tour de France in 2017 here in Düsseldorf. And after that event, the Stadt Düsseldorf gave us a complete merchandising and advertising material to make something new out of it. And unfortunately, this was not bespoken beforehand. And we had not the capacities to make so fast something new out of it. But the way was very right. And this is more interesting than the customer's business.
This was very nice to see that the customers came to us and said, hey, you're making upcycling, I want to buy a mask in your shop, and can I bring you an old shirt from me, or some fabric I have. And this was very nice to see that people like this idea to make from old material that's very good for masks.
We also started this event series, the Circular Fashion Camp, because we want to gather the people who work in this field and who are interested in circular economy. So we want to gather industry insiders, but also innovators, startups, or established companies which are thinking to switch to more circular approaches in their business. So we want to create a community and a platform where we exchange information, because circular economy principles in fashion are still very, very new. And there's still a lot that we can learn from one another.